Burton running the option, and Ocean City had it well covered.
I think you'll see him keep the ball here on one of these plays because he's really a threat, especially if you're going to key. If they're keying on Richmond, he really has the ability to break through, as we saw in that last series. Although he's got a great arm as well.
I'd be keying on Burton. There's a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
I agree.
You got to be careful because if you do key on one or the other, and they read it right, Burton, ball, play fake, swings it out right side. Got some running room, grabbed by the shirt, and spun around by Kroger. Somebody else made the tackle, and Sarah made the tackle, but Kroger changed his direction.
Yeah, they may call that horse collar, but it looked like he had his shirt.
Yeah, he grabbed his back of his shirt.
Although now they're...
Officials are huddling up. Ball is about across the 30, around the 31 or 32-yard line.
It's hard to tell. Holding.
It's against Bridgeton, a holding penalty. And Ocean City, with 1 minute and 2 seconds left, might decline this because it's 3rd down, but I guess not.
How many timeouts left?
Bridgeton has 2. Ocean City, I think, has all 3.
Well,
they're not declining it. They're taking the penalty, and it puts the ball back at the 21-yard line.
So you would think they might use timeouts on these 2 plays, assuming that there's no first down gained.
2nd and 12. Burton has it back to his left. With a lot of movement on the line there.
Well, that usually means the center missed the snap count. It's really, Bridgeton's really hurt themselves with some penalties.
52 yards worth. And we're not at halftime yet. As we said, Ocean City, 90 yards, Egg Harbor Township in penalties last week. So they've been helped by the yellow flags.
Well, again, Burton's got a great arm, so I'm not going to be surprised he airs one out here. And, you know, the Raiders have 2 safeties back. I mean, right now they're only, 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but I think you'll see them back up as the play develops.
Now the officials have whistled the play before the snap. Officials are coming together right at the football. I'm not sure why.
It doesn't look like they're sure why either.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Ball's at the 16-yard line. Is that right, or is that the 21? No, the 16.
I don't know, but the Bulldogs have moved the receivers from the short side of the field to the wide side of the field during this discussion.
2nd, about 15 yards to go. Burton hands the ball off right up the middle. Stopped short of the 20, and a timeout's called by Ocean City, as we all expected. They're first with 46 seconds left, and it's 3rd and about 13 for Bridgeton. The game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care, with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Signal Graphics on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township is your local commercial printer with the personal service you expect. Cut out the middleman. Save time and money. Signal Graphics prints full color in-house. Signal's state-of-the-art equipment and expert printing staff allows them to produce an excellent product for very low cost. For fast turnaround and great prices, call the Gunnels, Raleigh or Kay, at 609-569-9990. Or for special service, ask for Chugger. Signal Graphics. And if you live in Cape May County and you're having problems with an appliance, your next call to be to Ulmer's Appliance Service. Dryers, refrigerators, ranges, washers, dishwashers, disposals, you name it, Ulmer's can repair it. And they service most major brands. Ulmer's Appliance Service, Offices in Ocean City, Wildwood, Seaville, and Sea Isle City. There's one close to you. Phone 609-399-4398 for more information. Ulmer's Appliance Service. And don't forget, you can watch this game live. Bill Shallcross at the controls by going to OceanCitySports.com. It's there right now. And you'll be able to see this third down play by Bridgeton. 3rd and 13. The Bulldogs trail Ocean City 20-12. And Tasmir Burton, who's been a big factor in those 12 points, takes the snap, hands the ball off to Richmond. He drives ahead, still driving, but it's going to be stopped at about the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 10, and Ocean City uses its second timeout with 38 seconds remaining in the first half, and Bridgeton looking at a 4th and about 10.
Surprised a little bit, Tom, they didn't let Burton air one out there?
A little bit, yeah. Maybe they thought that's what everybody else was thinking, and we'll catch them by surprise, and Richmond can run. So
I mean, I realize you're on your own 24-yard line, but, boy, the kid's shown he can throw the ball 40 or 50 yards. Well, maybe not 50, but certainly 30 or 40 yards downfield.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to gain any more out of a punt than they would even on an interception.
Elijah Gray has scored, and Holy Spirit takes an 8-0 lead over Camden Catholic. That could really be a one-sided game. Camden Catholic, who let their coach go over the spring or summer, and 20 of their varsity football players transferred when they let the coach go. So they're rebuilding. I mean, if you look in the dictionary next to rebuilding, there's going to be a picture of Camden Catholic this year. And they've had a tremendous program through the years. And they'll come back. But this is going to be a long season. They lost to somebody last week, 60-6.
Did they all transfer to the same school?
A lot of them went to Burlington Township because that's where they lived. But I don't know about all of them. Another bounce snap, and this time he's going to run again. And Ocean City might have good field if they can tackle him. Good field position. He gets across the line of scrimmage and out to about the 27, 28-yard line. So Ocean City will have good field position with 29 seconds left. 2 times this guy's taken off on the punt instead of punting it. One time, this is the second time it bounced back, but the last time it bounced back, they got a good punt out of it. It rolled all the way down to the 10-yard line. So Ocean City on the Bridgeton 28-yard line with 29 seconds left in the first half. Raiders lead 20-12.
The only good thing for Bridgeton about that punt was the run took an extra 6 or 7 seconds off the clock.
That is the only good thing. There's no doubt about it. Let's see if Ocean City can take advantage. Ungst with a slot to the left. I'm sure he's going to throw the ball 3 or 4 times here based on what we've seen in the first game and a half. He drops back, looks. Now he's running out of the pocket, throws a short pass. So only his receiver could get it, but it was too short and bounces incomplete.
He had a little crisscross pattern out here on the left side with Lastly and Schneider, but was looking to throw the ball to the right side.
At the half, Clayton leads Wildwood 21-0. Wildwood season opener. 2nd and 10. Ungst, low snap, handles it. Chased, just gets rid of it in time. The pass is caught. Now Ocean City has no timeouts left. Lashley made the catch. They've got a first down.
They'll throw it in the ground here.
They wind up the clock as the chains are ready, and they do indeed. Throw it into the ground. So that's the 8th first down for Ocean City, but there's just 12 seconds left. And they've got the ball at about the 10. A little further out than that, maybe about the 12.
Time for a play and then a field goal.
Yeah. 3 points would help. It would make it a 2-score lead. Ungst gets the snap, steps up into the pocket nicely, throws to the end zone. It's caught. And Ocean City takes a 26-12 lead.
Yeah, I think it was Lashley down there again, Tom. And
quite a combination they've become.
Yep. And it almost looked like the defender just slipped a little bit before the ball arrived. And Ungst threw a bullet right to him.
with 6 seconds left in the first half. Sounds like last week. They caught a touchdown pass in the final seconds last week. Here's the kick by Soto, and it's good.
That's a big score with 6 seconds left here in the first half. I mean, that's Bridgeton's looking to run the clock out inside their own 20-yard line with their possession. They don't get a first down. They attempt to get the first down by the punter running the ball for the second time, which is ill-advised.
27-12, Bud, with Ochs has thrown 3 touchdowns and run for another in this first half. And you put that together with the 2 touchdown passes. So he's got 5 touchdown passes and 2 touchdowns himself in the game and a half this season. This is a guy that sat behind Andrew Donahue, played a little bit as a sophomore, sat behind Harry Feifel last year, and now he's got his chance as a senior. He's also a basketball player and a baseball player, and he's making good use of it.
Well, I wonder how many other quarterbacks threw 5 touchdown passes in their first 2 starts.
Probably very few.
It's tough to beat. And he's got 2 great receivers right now, too.
Oh, yeah.
Between Lashley and Schneider.
Yeah. And Kroger, too, but they haven't gone to him too much. It's almost like an onside kick, a ground ball. Ocean City's got it. They never started the clock. Ocean City does have it. Ocean City recovers an onside kick. I don't think that was really their intention. You always take the ball if you can get it, but I think they just want to make sure there was no return. And it rolled, and Bridgeton wasn't covering it inside the 40, and it's at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's probably not something you practice a whole lot at that point. I mean, when you practice against an onside kick, but you have your hands guys in there, and that time they didn't. They just had their regular guys in there, and that ball was kicked along the ground. It never took a bounce anywhere. It just stayed flat on the ground, which is so unusual for the shape of a football to be doing that. And
I think if I was Bridgeton, I'd be complaining that no time ran off the clock. I mean, it doesn't start till somebody touches it, but before the play was whistled, there was a couple seconds that went off. All right, Ochs, another opportunity here. Drops back, steps up into the pocket, throws long down the middle. There's triple coverage out there, but wait a minute. He makes the catch.
Oh, my golly. Lashley again.
Ocean City has scored twice in the final 6 seconds of the first half, and they lead at 33-12.
Oh. Unbelievable. How many games have we seen here, Tom? I've never seen a finish like that to a half. That's crazy. And what was it, 40 yards?
42, I think.
42 yards.
Soto to kick the extra point. It's high enough. Good.
Oh, that's going to be a happy locker room. Talk about momentum.
34-12. Ocean City leads here at the half as that play ended the first half. It really wouldn't have mattered whether a few seconds should have run off or not, because they still would have gotten that play in. And Ochs adds a 4th touchdown pass, and Lashley with a 3rd touchdown reception, which, by the way, ties a school record. I'm pretty sure. We're going to check it out here for touchdown receptions in a game, and he's done it in the first half. Yeah, but it was done twice by Dave Slaughter back in 1974. Joe Myers did it. Rick Lipford, Scott Lipford did it 3 times, and Bob Shallcross did it 2 years ago. So add the name of Brandon Lashley to that list, and he's still got a half. If he catches one more, it'll be a new record for Ocean City. And by the way, in case you're curious, the record for touchdown passes in a single game, I believe, is 5. Yes, Chris Curran in 2009, and Ian Ochs has 4. So,
yeah,
for those reasons, the second half will be interesting too.
And I said I wonder how many quarterbacks have thrown for 5 touchdown passes in the first 2 games they've ever played quarterback. Now he's thrown 6, and actually only in a game and a half.
That's right. Williamstown has scored, leads Millville 7-0 on the Atlantic Care scoreboard.
We should say, too, Tom, that I mean, it wasn't like he was wide open in the end zone. I mean, there was 2 or 3 defenders right there, and the pass was thrown right where he could catch it, and Lashley just went up and took the ball away.
Well, he's a terrific athlete. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Cedar Creek has scored, and they lead Absegami by a score of 7-0. So recapping on the Atlantic Care scoreboard, it's Buna 13, Middle Township 7, St. Joe's 14, St. Augustine nothing, Cedar Creek 7, Absegami nothing, Holy Spirit leads Camden Catholic 8-0, and Williamstown leads Millville 7-0. Just underway, too, are Atlantic City, Washington Township, EHT Kingsway, Lower Cape May, Pleasantville, Oakcrest, Highland, and Vineland, Lenape. Mainland Cherry Hill West is also underway. We should have a score from that, but we don't have one yet. Lenape has just scored. They lead Vineland 7-0. And Lenape has a tough start to its season as well. They lost their first 2 games after winning the South Jersey Group 5 championship last year. So it's been an exciting first half here at Carey Stadium. Ocean City High School band set to perform here at halftime. We'll take time out for some messages, and we'll be back. It's Ocean City 34, Bridgeton 12 at the half. The game of the week on 106.3 The Shore. I am. Okay, good. What, you're going to play, is there a liner you play when you come back? Okay. They kept buffering a lot.
Yeah, it's just, I might be rolling too much off of that.
But everything working out well?
I'm all in. I mean, that's live. So,
good.
I'm straight from there. So, I mean, I had a hiccup in my power and missed that last one.
Well, no, I don't have any exact stats, but Lashley ties the school record with 3 touchdown receptions in a game. And Ungst has 4 touchdown passes, and the record's 5. You should. The roster I gave you? The roster I got offline. Your rosters are right there next to your seat. No, keep going. Has your name on it.
Got a text message from Bobby Calvert. Tied me with 3.
He's listening?
He's watching.
Yeah, but he did it against St. Joe.
Yeah.
That's a sense of pride. Sure there is. Ocean City? Well, he should be 9 and 34 on the roster. Oh, that's not my rosters. No, I put out rosters for you. No, that's not it. Take anything you want. You sure you don't want to stay up here? Huh? Sometimes it sails, but he's strong arm and he can run. Back here at the Carey Stadium, Tom Williams along with Bud Rink. We're at halftime where Ocean City leads Bridgeton 34-12. Bridgeton scored first on a touchdown pass from Tasmir Burton to Marquand Richmond. It's only a 1-yard score. And then later Burton ran 47 yards for a touchdown. But in between those two touchdowns, Ocean City scored 3 times. Ian Ungst on a 3-yard run. Ungst on a 16-yard touchdown pass to Jake Schneider and a 17-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Lashley. That made it 20-6. Then came Burton's 47-yard touchdown run, a terrific play after the snap from center was dropped. Then that was with the 3.5 minutes left in the first half, and Brisbane had cut the lead to 20-12. But Ocean City scored twice in the last 6 seconds. Ungst hit Lashley for 12 yards, and then they recovered what amounts to an onside kick, though I don't know that was their intention. They just kicked the ground ball. It rolled up the middle, and nobody from Bridgeton reacted fast enough. Ocean City recovered it, and with pretty much 1 play to go, Ungst found Lashley for a touchdown about 42 yards, and they lead it 34-12 at the half. As we said before the break, Lashley has tied a school record with 3 receptions, and Ungst is 1 away from a school record for touchdown passes in a single game. As Bud mentioned, he has 6, though, in a game and a half this season, plus 2 touchdown runs. So, as we said, he waited his turn behind Andrew Donahue and Harry Feifel, and now he's taking advantage of it. Here's what we've got on the Atlantic Care scoreboard. Buna 13, Middle Township 7, St. Joe 14, St. Augustine nothing, Cedar Creek 7, Absegami nothing, Holy Spirit 14, Camden Catholic nothing, Williamstown 7, Millville nothing, Lenape 7, Vineland nothing. And some of those games, of course, are earlier on because they started at 7 o'clock. But they're just about to start. The Elijah Gray, by the way, scored both touchdowns for Holy Spirit. He was the Cape Atlantic's leading rusher last year for the Spartans. But it's been some of the games, as we said, started at 7 o'clock, and others, as this one did, started at 6 o'clock. Interestingly enough, West Deptford is leading Delsey 14-0. Delsey's a good team again. We saw them play last year when Ocean City played them in the playoffs. Cedar Creek has scored twice more and they now lead Absegami 21-0. Ocean City goes to Absegami next Friday night for a 7 o'clock run. Now, here's an interesting stat. Jada Byers has intercepted a pass and run back 74 yards for a touchdown. It's 20-0. He now has a touchdown run, a touchdown pass, and an interception touchdown here with just a few minutes gone in the second half. So he's continuing. 20-0 now. St. Joe leads St. Augustine.
Maybe he'll get a punt return for a touchdown.
I'll tell you, or a kickoff return. I don't know if he returns kicks. I imagine. Why wouldn't you have him return kicks? But last year he had a touchdown rushing, a touchdown receiving, a touchdown on a kickoff, 4 punt returns, and a defensive touchdown. And nobody had done that in almost 20 years. And here he'd almost done it already in the for them it's the third game of the season. By the way, we got to talk about Sean Feeney. Sean Feeney, last week we were talking about the great pitchers that Ocean City had last season. 2 of them are coming back. A.J. Camel, who set the record for earned run average. Pete Thomas held the record, and he held it for 30-some years. Who's showing his skills here on the football field, too. And they're both committed to college. And they've also got Noonan, who's out in the West Coast somewhere, about ready. Maybe home by now. As he didn't play minor league baseball, they just worked him out and got him ready. He'll go to spring training next spring. And Bud mentioned, Sean Feeney and his great work at St. John's. And I immediately said, yeah, he'll get drafted at the end of this year because you have to wait till your junior year's over. And, of course, we were talking about Sean Mooney, who is probably the most successful baseball player Ocean City's ever had. Not only a fantastic pitcher, but the only Ocean City player to ever get 100 hits in his career. But Sean Feeney comes to mind when you think of baseball players, too, because he went to Gloucester County College after a great career at Ocean City. They went to the Junior College World Series, and they went on somewhere else, and I'm sorry, I don't remember where. Played baseball well there. He played this game. He was a good wide receiver in football, and he was a good basketball player. And so it gives us a chance to correct that we identified the pitcher at St. John's, who's one of the best in the East, and Sean Mooney, but also to talk about a guy who was a pretty good athlete at Ocean City High School in Sean Feeney.
And I always, whenever I saw Sean Feeney's name, I always thought Sean Feeney, whom I coached. And I'm not actually.
You coached him?
No, I'm not sure that if it was his father. I wouldn't think so. But maybe it was. I mean, this would have been 35 years ago.
Well, you are pretty old.
I am pretty old. And that was the first name. Every time I think of the name Sean, an athlete, I think of Sean Feeney because of that. So I apologize.
No need to apologize. It gives us a chance to talk about both of them again.
Yep. At least in my mind, I knew who I was talking about, but I got the name wrong.
So Ocean City, last week they fell behind. They came storming back. They scored a lot of points in a short amount of time at the end of the first half. And here, it was even more ridiculous. They fell behind 6-0. They got a lead of 20-6. Bridgeton cut it down to 20-12. And Ocean City scores 2 touchdowns in the final 6 seconds. And they lead it here, 34-12, and will get the ball to start the second half. Don't forget, next week, Ocean City will be at Absegami at 7 o'clock start. Bridgeton, by the way, goes to Mainland next week. Still don't have a score on that game. Hamilton leads Shawnee, which would be an upset, 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. So there's and Highland has taken a 14-0 lead over Oakcrest. Oakcrest will be here in October on Ocean City's homecoming game. Also, red and white weekend, and that Sunday there will be Hall of Fame inductions with a spotlight on cross-country, track, soccer, and field hockey.
What weekend is that? October?
The third weekend in October.
So the 20th.
21st is the induction to Hall of Fame, so
Right.
the 19th is the football game with Oakcrest.
Got some rain falling here now, Tom.
Yes, we do.
And
But as we said earlier, it was raining very hard when they started the St. Joe St. Augustine game up in Richland, so maybe some of it is coming this way.
big turnaround, though, here toward the end of the first half, as you alluded to. I mean, Bridgeton had the football with only, 2 minutes left or something, and down 20-12. And in those less than 2 minutes, they see themselves up on the scoreboard with a 34-12 deficit when the Raiders scored twice within, 6 or 8 seconds. And we talk about that. The second touchdown pass to Lashley was just so impressive, not just for the pass itself, which was right on the money, but that was thrown into 2 or 3 men coverage. That might not have been a pass he would have made, except desperation,
There was
last
three
second pass.
defensive backs right there.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Only 2 of them, as you say, were real close, but there was 3 people who could have made a play on that ball, and he made the catch. So Bridgeton about to kick off. All of a sudden finding themselves down 34-12.
And just such a momentum. I don't know, this isn't the right terminology, but just really deflating from a Bridgeton standpoint that the Raiders not only scored the 1 touchdown, but scored that second touchdown with 6 seconds left and having 1 play to do it.
Teams just figured out they were lined up on the wrong side. Ocean City will have its back to the ocean, and Bridgeton will kick off. There is a slight wind. It kind of looks like it's blowing across field.
Yeah.
And as Bud said, a slight rain.
Just enough to get the windows wet up here.
Just enough. Bridgeton waiting for the signal. Now they're ready to go. We start the second half of this game. It's an end-over-end kick. Picked up, now bobbled and covered at the 23-yard line. The ball bounced up. It looked like it hit him in the face, in the front of his helmet or something. Somebody's not getting up either. Ocean City player is down on the field. And the officials are there, but the trainer was at the other end of the field. She's sprinting onto the field now. So we'll have a slight delay here. The ball's going to be on the 23-yard line. As the kickoff bounced up into his face or his chest, and he had to fall on it. The Storage Inn is a family-owned business, started more than 3 decades ago. They're at 9th Street and West Avenue in Ocean City. Storage Inn has over 40 different sizes to meet all your storage needs, both personal and commercial. The Storage Inn is open 7 days a week with 24-hour, 7-day security. Call 609-391-1416 for Storage Inn, also located in Egg Harbor Township, or visit storageinn.net. Their managers are on site to assist you. The Storage Inn of Egg Harbor Township and Ocean City.
Can't really see Tom either.
Ocean City players still down. And Kathy Kickish is over him, talking to him. Maybe checking him out. Now he's sitting up. (34-12). Ocean City leading Bridgeton here. The opening opening kickoff of the second half. Ocean City players shaken up, and he's going to get to his feet.
That's always
Brian
a good sign.
Beckman. He's walking off slowly, but he's walking off on his own. Beckman made a big catch in the first half to set up a touchdown for Ocean City.
Medical personnel as well. Doc Horowitz.
So it's 1st and 10, Ocean City on its own 23-yard line. Handoff coming left, and Sarah's nailed a couple of times. First time, it's surprising he kept going, but he did. And he's finally stopped at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard behind it or above it. Second down.
Working on him on the sideline, Tom, on Brian Beckman. Something back or the back of his shoulder, or
another handoff straight ahead and another stop by the Bridgeton defense. Maybe gained a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
so the Raiders don't really need to throw the football now at this point with a 34-12 lead, but Bridgeton's defense has been really tough against the run.
Ocean City shifts some people. One guy started the shift, then he went back to where he was. 3rd and 9. Through his hands. He tries to cover it. Looks like he does, but back around the 11-yard line, Ocean City will have to punt.
Yeah, they had one or two linebackers, did the Bulldogs, stunting in and out, trying to time it properly, and eventually, the bad snap and the blitz was on anyway.
Here's the punt by Lashley out of the end zone. It's high. It hits at the 30. Rolls out across the 35, and Bridgeton will have good field position at the Ocean City 37-yard line.
Did a good job to get it where it did. Actually got the first down based on the punt. It's just not something that happens, something that you normally would worry about, but back in the shadow of his own end zone. The defense has been tough. They'll need to, as you said, because Bridgeton's got real good field position to start this drive here on the Ocean City 37-yard line. They're looking to get some momentum back after that halftime.
St. Augustine scores in the air. They now trail St. Joe 22-8 in the third quarter. Burton takes the snap, hands it off. Richmond up the middle, fights off a tackle and gets inside the 35.
You can tell it's raining. The press box is filling up, Tom.
Holy Spirit has scored again. They lead 22-0 over Camden Catholic.
We're just underway here in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, Raiders lead at 34-12. Two big touchdowns at the very end of the first half. And Bridgeton, though, with good field position here early in the third quarter.
Buna just scored again. They lead Middle Township 19-7 on the Atlantic Care scoreboard. And Lenape has just taken a 13-0 lead over Vineland. All right, Bridgeton, second and about 6. Burton hands the ball off up the middle, driving, looks like a first down. down close to the 25-yard line. Good head of steam there for Richmond.
Yep, two very strong runs back to back, right up the middle. And Bridgeton looking to get this to a two-score game if they can. They don't seem to be in much of a hurry. I mean, there's a lot of time left, but still, they kind of think they'd want to get a little sharper getting up to the line of scrimmage.
Austin Green and Mike Rhodes check back in for Ocean City. And handoff again to Richmond going left, and he picked up some yardage down close to the 20-yard line.
I don't think that Burton wanted Richmond to keep the ball that time. I think he was trying to get it back on that option play, but we had that one play in the first half where they kind of, I won't say we're fighting over the ball, but Richmond was keeping it and Burton was trying to take it out. I think that was the same situation there, although Burton gave in a little sooner. And Richmond's had three pretty good runs.
Shawnee and Hamilton are now tied at 14. Right here, it's second. About 7 or 8 yards to go. Bridgeton down 34-12, but trying to get something going here in their first possession of the third quarter. Richmond again, straight ahead. He's inside the 20, or to the 20. So it'll be third down.
And there's no doubt they're in four-down territory here. They don't kick the ball at all. I mean, they kick off, obviously, but they have not attempted an extra point attempt. And, you know, you're certainly not going to see any type of field goal. So they got two plays here to gain 5 yards.
St. Joe comes right back. They now lead 30-8 over 30-6, excuse me, over St. Augustine. All right, third down. No, is it third down?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so too, but they're hitting the right side and
nothing.
Driven backwards. He still never went down. He's saying, "Hey, well, let me keep going." That's Shamar Love, and the officials weren't loving that, so they said no. You were stopped. Forward progress was stopped, but he never went down. The ball spotted at the 21, where it's fourth down and about just less than 5. Of course, they'll go for it on the 21, down by 22 points.
Yeah, so Richmond ran 3 good hard runs, and then Raider defense stiffened up there when Love got the ball. Burton's going to run this one, I think.
It's probably an option. Nope, gives it to Richmond. Richmond dives down to about the 17-yard line. It's close.
I don't think so.
Nope, he didn't get it. So Ocean City takes over on downs with 6:19 remaining in the third quarter. They lead at 34-12. And they're going to take over on their own 18-yard line.
I'm real surprised there that they didn't give Burton any opportunity there on an option. I mean, and give credit to Ocean City's defense. I mean, Richmond had a head of steam again, but, they were 3rd and 5, and he was 1.5 yards at least short. Raiders just, they'd like to use as much clock here as possible.
Trips to the right. Unks takes a snap, hands the ball off. And running right and cutting back to the 20 is Isaac Wilson, the 5'9", 167-pound junior.
Maybe 1 yard, 2 yards.
Yep, 2nd and 8.
Certainly don't want to. You want to use as much clock as possible. Obviously, they're going to run the football as much as they can at this point. But I won't be surprised if they put it up again. They don't want to be punting back in the shadow of their end zone again. Short an offensive tackle. One just comes on the field.
Second, about 7. Keeps it. He's got room off the left side. He's got the first down across the 35. And Burton stops him just short of the 40. but it's an Ocean City first down.
Well, there's a case where, they hand the ball off on their little option play 4 or 5 times in a row, and the real good ball handling that time. The defense is all sucked into the line of scrimmage again, and Ochs keeps the ball and makes real good yardage and a first down. Good play. He's really been impressive tonight, Tom.
Kingsway leads Egg Harbor Township 14-0. There in the late part of the second quarter. Ball bobbled by Ochs, but he gets the handoff and out across the 40 to the 41, a gain of about 2.
I'll tell you, he bobbled the snap. He wasn't going to be able to make a handoff, and this is what I think I saw. He wasn't going to be able to make a handoff, so he just kind of, while he was bobbling the snap, pushed it over to the ball carrier and tried to make the exchange that way, and it went for a couple of yards.
2nd and 8. Ball's at the 41. And Sarah is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by Andre Rowley, a 6'2", 238-pound defensive end.
Yep. It's an important play here. 3rd down at about 8. Clock down to 4 minutes here in the third quarter.
Ochs has a back to his right, a slot to the right, and a receiver to the left. The H-back's on the right side, too. Now he comes in motion. Kroger. Pump fake. Long pass down the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Good coverage. And it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, good adjustment over there. And again, as you said, good coverage. It was one-on-one coverage down that far sideline. It was intended down there for, well, I won't guess. Let's see.
Here comes the punt. Good rush. It just gets it away. It's a low kick, and it bounces inside the 25. Taken there, and looking for some room down the left side is Shamar Love, and he finds some room. Shamar Love is going to go all the way.
Oh!
He caught that inside the 30-yard line at about the 28. So that's a 62-yard punt return for a touchdown. And Bridgeton gets some life.
Usually you don't get a good punt return when you have an all-out punt block on, which they did. And they had 4 or 5 guys in there with a shot at blocking the punt. The Raiders get the punt away. Looks like they have the punt covered. And wow, talk about speed. That was 12 cylinders. All of a sudden, we're back to 2 touchdowns again. And Bridgeton, they do have, obviously, Tom, the opportunity to score very, very quickly. That's what speed does.
Yeah. Yeah, the second touchdown was 47 yards by Burton, and the first one was just a 1-yard play, but it came after a big play. Burton waits the snap. They go for 2. Takes the snap, starts left, cuts back. It goes right into the end zone, slices right inside, and adds 2 more points to make it 34-20. And they'll kick off to Ocean City with 3:14 left in the third quarter. Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Since 1981, Trofa and Coggins families have offered the best in car care at Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, right next to CVS Pharmacy. There's also Car Caress 2, 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora behind ShopRite. At Car Caress, they'll hand wash your vehicle, both on the interior and exterior, have an automatic car wash, self-service bays, and vacuums. Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue, Ocean City. Phone for an appointment at 609-398-8482. They also offer free pickup and delivery. Car Caress, something special for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget. You need a sign? Well, you need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie uses Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs to create signs for real estate and other businesses. For your van, truck, car, or boat, you can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891. Cape Signs at 856-506-0610. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows, they can supply whatever lettering you need at Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs. Atlantic Care scoreboard, it's Cherry Hill West 14, Mainland 7 in the third quarter.
That game's at Cherry Hill West?
Yes. Here's the kick. Toward the sideline, bobbled, chased down at around the 11, looking for some room, gets down the right sideline and brings it out. So Ocean City having trouble fielding a couple of kicks, and Bridgeton returning one for a touchdown.
So the Raiders were a little conservative up to this point here in the second half with 3 minutes left here in the third period. I don't think they'll be quite as conservative now. That punt return, made this a little different football game. I mean, obviously the last play prior to the punt wasn't conservative. They threw the ball downfield pretty well, but prior to that, pretty much plays into the line, although Ungst, he kept one himself going around left side, but I think they'll open things up here just a little bit.
Trips to the left, receiver to the right, alone in the backfield is Ungst. Awaiting the snap, now looks to the sideline. Now they look again. Here's the snap. Quick pass, right sideline. High grab for about 5 yards.
Keeping the clock running. Looked like he was, we're way across the field, but it almost looked like he was knocked out of bounds. His forward progress, I obviously stopped inbounds, but again, there's a case what we said. They're going back to their first half offensive mindset.
To the 29, 2nd and 5. Now they go up the middle for a few yards across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
There's another case where it looked like Ungst had some room if he had kept it, and yet, obviously the defense is watching the ball as well. But I think you'll see him gain some yardage on that play before this football game's over.
Third, about a yard and a half to go. Ungst takes the snap, hands the ball to Insera, and he's brought down short of the line of scrimmage. So it looks like a punting situation for Ocean City.
He had a head of steam too, but Bulldogs lineman right there to bring him down. They're going to mark the ball up pretty close, Tom. Forward progress up. Only be about a yard short here.
Devon Childers of Bridgeton is 6'6", 295 pounds. Juriel Asienzo is 6'3", 303 pounds. So they got some tackles on that line. Now they're going to measure this.
They're bringing somebody off. The trainer went out. I think it was Insera.
Boy, it is close. It's like about 3. And see if they punt it to Love. Yeah, that's a little more than that. It's probably 1.5 foot, maybe 2 feet. Once they stretch it all out and everything. So a punting situation. Lashley is on. Love is back there and waves at him. Love standing at about his own 42-yard line. Lashley at his 20. Ocean City's ahead here, 34-20. High snap, but right at him. Good rush. High kick. Gets a Bridgeton bounce. It hits it about the 42, and it goes back across the 45, and Bridgeton will have it right around their own 46-yard line, I think.
Bridgeton's got a little momentum here after that defensive stop. And that punt return touchdown.
They got 1 minute and 28 seconds left in the third quarter here. Obviously a team that can strike. They didn't score at all last week against Ochs. They were shut out 12-0.
Well, they've made big plays today for their touchdowns, or at least in the first touchdown, as you said before, was not a big play itself, but it was set up by a big play.
Burton back to each side, receiver to each side. Puts a man in motion, hands it off straight up, and a couple of yards out to about the 48-yard line.
I think the teams have played pretty evenly at the line of scrimmage today. Usually, one team is going to dominate the other. But they've been pretty even up there.
Mike Rhodes, 6'5", 201-pound sophomore, is in one of those defensive tackle positions. He's had a good game and a half.
Raiders have a lot of good young players.
Gain of a couple at 2nd and 8. Bridgeton will send a receiver to each side. There's a back on each side of Burton. Takes a snap and drops back. Under pressure, he sidesteps it, spins out of another, throws a pass that might have been a lateral to the left side. Officials say no. They say incomplete, but we'll all get to see the replay when we watch it at OceanCitySports.com over the weekend. It's close.
Yeah, and the official was right there down the line. I think he had the right call there. Or at least he certainly had the angle to make the right call there.
Kevin Smith's not so sure.
Well, which team's he rooting for?
3rd and 8.
Can't blame him.
Keep in mind, they do have replay in New Jersey high school football this year, but not everywhere. They're experimenting it during the regular season in one conference, and they plan to use it in the playoffs in certain championship level games. Here's a flag.
That's going to be against the wideout here on the side. He just took a little step, rocked forward and rocked back after he got set, so it's a procedure penalty.
57 yards unofficially against Bridgeton. Official stats, of course, will appear at OceanCitySports.com with a box score this weekend. Ocean City unofficially has no penalties. They did have one on an extra point, but that doesn't count against the stats.
That's a kiss of death, Tom.
What is?
Saying something. That's like saying something like that. You got to knock wood.
Burton takes a snap, back to throw, steps into the pocket, gets it away, way downfield, about 5 to 10 yards beyond everybody. And again, two players collide and both go to the ground around the 30. Last time that happened, Ocean City got pass interference. This must have been different because there's no flag. I don't think so, anyway.
Well, the Bridgeton player, he wanted a flag, but I think he kind of ran into the Ocean City players. They were going down the sideline. He tried to, bring the pattern in a little bit toward where the ball was coming. Again, well overthrown, but incidental contact over there, according to the officials.
It's 4th and 13. Bridgeton looks to punt.
I tell you, he gets a lot out of that ball. Kind of throwing it. I mean, he doesn't rear back and throw it. He almost short arms it down the field, and it really takes off.
Yeah. Raekwon Burton waits the snap, and there's movement.
I think the center muffed the snap. He started to snap it, and the ball hit the ground as he started to snap it, and it's going to be a procedure against Bridgeton.
Well, he's rolled, but not rolled, but bounced two back in this game. 9 penalties, 62 yards unofficially against the Bulldogs. So now they'll punt again, or try to punt again. Low snap. Burton handles it. A little bit of a rush. Gets the kick away. And Ocean City leaves. Nope. Lashley grabs it at the last moment at the 38-yard line. Couldn't resist and takes it across the 40 to the 43. It bounced right up in his toward his chest. And he said, I'm not going to let this ball go.
Yeah, that's the kind you go ahead and field. You're standing there letting it bouncing around. Next thing you know, it's chest high right in front of you. He gained about an extra 5 yards out of it.
Did indeed. 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Ocean City leading 34-20. They've got the ball on their own 43-yard line. Next week they go to Absegami for a 7 o'clock game. Bridgeton goes to Mainland for a 6 o'clock game. Mainland trailing right now. Last we checked, 14-7 to Cherry Hill West. Ungst in the pistol, back to his right. Takes a snap, hands it. Is Conti. So it's 2nd and 8.
I do still see some umbrellas up in the stands, so we must still be getting a little bit of precipitation.
Third quarter comes to an end here at Carey Stadium. Ocean City on top of Bridgeton 34-20. Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore. Brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. This game brought to you with the best wishes, too, of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team every week. Things are always happening at the Ocean City Free Public Library. Monday at 6, the classic film series presents 3 Days of the Condor, starring Robert Redford and Faye Dunaway. Tuesday at 3, you can learn conversational French, and the after-school movies with snacks are every Wednesday at 3. You can learn to play bridge or improve your cooking and computer skills. It's all free, plus books, magazines, internet access, homework help, and much more. The Ocean City Free Public Library, 18th and Simpson. Phone 609-399-2434 or visit them online at oceancitylibrary.org.
So we got 1 quarter to play. Raiders did not put any points on the board in that quarter, but they start with the ball.
Back to throw on the run, diving catch.
Nice catch. Ball thrown a little low. Tassi Rogers makes a nice reception, going to the ground to get it.
Ungst awaits the snap, hands it off in the center of the line, a gain of about 3 to the 40.
I think that was Isaac Wilson.
2nd and 7.
So Rogers and Wilson, a couple of plays there to give a break.
Ungst looking to the sideline. Now ready to go. Takes a snap. Hands off again up the middle. And it looked like Insara trying to get to the outside. And he's spun to the ground by a couple of Bridgeton defenders. So it'll be 3rd and 9.
I tell you, Bridgeton has brought that one of the linebackers awfully often. And that was another case of it. They're ready to go.
Ungst back to throw, pump fakes. Rolling right, looking downfield. Pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Love. And Bridgeton is going to have the football at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, that was really kind of ill-advised that time. Thought he could kind of thread the needle in there, and I don't know if he saw Love or not. But Love just stepped up in front of the receiver and really had an easy interception there.
First and 10 from the 32-yard line for Bridgeton. They trail 34-20 here. And they've scored on some big plays. Burton awaits the snap. He's scored on one of them. Hands the ball off inside. Richmond fighting for yardage. He's blown dead a little early, I think, there, but now a flag comes in.
Love with the interception to go with a punt return for a touchdown.
There's a penalty on the play.
It was a late flag, too, Tom. I don't know if it's after the whistle flag.
It's a personal foul against Bridgeton. Highland has scored on a field goal and leads Oakcrest 17-0. So the penalty is going to be half the distance.
Yeah.
Well, almost exactly half the distance, in fact. 15 yards, so that's 77 yards in penalties.
They've had a lot of 5-yard penalties. Mm-hmm. So what they're averaging, what's that, 10 penalties? So
yes.
That's 7.7 yards. It's a lot of 5-yard penalties.
Burton with a back to his left. They split a receiver wide to the right. It's the other Burton. Slot to the left. Slot back is in motion. Gets the ball. And he's stopped in his tracks. That was Love again.
Yeah, and this was an important series for the Bulldogs, too, because just over 9.5 minutes here, and they're going backwards, and they need 2 scores here to get back in this football game. That penalty was a killer.
Third and about 25. Burton with a back to his left, slot left, receiver right. Drops back to throw. Now he's being chased. Floats it downfield and out of bounds.
Yep, threw it away. I don't understand actually why Burton doesn't run with the football more, why they don't have some more plays designed for him to run with the football, because he's...
Burton?
Burton, yeah. What did I say?
I didn't think you said anybody.
Yeah, he's quick, and he's shifty. I think I would, especially on the option, I would look, if I were him, I would look to keep the ball a little bit more often. That time, he's running looking to throw the ball. But, now they're going to be forced to punt again.
From about the 3-yard line, it bounces past Burton into the end zone, and he can't get it, but it's going to be a touchdown if Ocean City does, and they do. Ocean City recovers it for a touchdown.
They haven't made a good snap yet.
Austin Green, I think, got the ball. We had to wait to identify him because it was surrounded by teammates.
That's another, you can see the bad snap again. That's 2 or 3 in a row on the ground. And the punter actually tried to swipe the ball out of the end zone.
Extra point attempt is good by Soto. And it's 41-20.
You could see Tommy tried to push the ball out of the back of the end zone for a safety as opposed to a touchdown when he couldn't fall on it, and Austin Green gets on it.
Problems with that long snap all night, and of course they've also had a terrific punt return, so the kicking game's been an interesting experience for Bridgeton. The game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlanticare with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. If you need work on your car, you can trust Don and Glenn to treat it as if it were their own at Wiesenthal's Auto Service in Ocean City. Their staff will repair your vehicle and prevent potential problems. Call them at 609-399-9741 to schedule an appointment. No matter where you live, it's worth a trip to Ocean City to keep your vehicle operating properly. Don, Glenn, the legendary Al, and Chris the rock star will handle all of your repairs. Wiesenthal's Auto Service, 9th and West, right in the center of Ocean City. Now the Raiders, speaking of kicking games, will kick off here. And let's see, is it Saldo?
I believe so.
We need a windshield wiper here. Yeah, I think it is too. And he's been kicking pretty deep. Ocean City on top here, 41-20. Just 9 minutes and 3 seconds away from their second straight win. But playing against a team with big play potentials. Saldo kicks a line drive. It rolls through to the 20. Picked up there and trying to get down the right sideline. He gets out across the 35. He spun to the ground at about the 37 or 38 yard line.
Really imperative from a Bridgeton standpoint now, Tom, that they do something here. I mean, they really just have not really, other than the punt return, put much offense together here in the second half where they really needed to come out fired up, and it just really hasn't happened.
41-20. Ocean City with a 21-point lead. Burton. Slot to the left, receiver to the right, low snap, he handles it, sets up, throws long down the right side, in the air a long time. The Ocean City defender in a little better position to catch the ball, actually, but it was a little too long for him, too.
Yeah, he actually he had really excellent position and an opportunity, as you said, a better opportunity than the receiver to catch the ball was off his fingertips. The ball's thrown downfield. Burton can air it out. Just hasn't connected as often. That may have been the same play they tipped the ball on and caught it in the first period, first series of downs.
Middle Township just scored. They still trail Buna 21-15. Both those teams undefeated, and this is a division game for them. Handoff off the left side for a couple of yards out close to the 40-yard line.
You know, Richmond is a big, strong runner, 5'10", 193-pounder. But, you know, he's had some success running the football inside, 3 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards. But right now, you know, trailing by 3 touchdowns with 8 minutes left, you need somebody with some speed to try to get outside here.
On the 40, it's 3rd and 7. Burton takes a snap, drops back, now steps up, pump fakes, and he's hit and brought down. Ocean City, Brandon Lynn, I think, brings him down.
That was a coverage sack there. I mean, he looked downfield. Again, he's looking into man-to-man coverage plus a 2-deep zone and just didn't have anybody. And stepped up. Brandon Lynn actually had overrun him at one point. He stepped up in front of him, and then Lynn came from behind to make the sack. And again, it's a coverage sack. You can't expect the quarterback and the lineman to hold everybody out that long.
Back at the 35, it's 4th and 12 in a punting situation for Bridgeton. And somebody just threw a flag? No, they threw a football. They threw the football off the field. Got another one. See, this helps. Good snap. Good snap. Chest high. Good rush. But he gets it away, and it's a pretty good punt. Fair catch called back at the 35 or 36 by Lashley, and that's where Ocean City will put it into play.
Yeah, so there's a perfect snap and an excellent punt, which unfortunately for Bridgeton they haven't had the whole game. The Raiders are going to get an opportunity again And really right now all they want to do is eat as much clock as possible. First down or two. And, I think things are pretty well in hand here now. You never count your chickens too early, but a 3-touchdown lead with 7 minutes in the football, you got to feel pretty comfortable.
Ochs has a slot to the left. H-back on the right, hands the ball off going right, and Sarah cuts behind a block, drives through another one, and he's out across the 45, close to the 50-yard line. Conte on the carry, apparently. He gets the ball out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. So it's a first down for Ocean City, unofficially their 13th of the game.
But they've been doing it all game.
Linebacker from Bridgeton, Derek McCoy, 6'4", 240, tried to time the snap. And when he got to the line of scrimmage, he didn't bother to stop. He just kept going. So it's a 5-yard penalty.
Well, between he and Rowley, they've just about blitzed most every play. And they, try to time it. He got up there and he figured, you know what, I just can't.
Oh, snap caught Ochs by surprise. He just goes down, and there's a flag on the play.
Well, I think there was one of the Bulldog players I thought was lined up offside, and I thought, again, the official was trying to move him back. But if that's the case, that was a late flag.
I think it's against Ocean City. Thought I saw him signal that. But what happened to Ochs? He just went down.
Yeah, I guess a broken play.
It's a hold against Ocean City.
Okay.
It was a broken play, but he was wide open. I mean, nobody was about to tackle him.
Maybe slipped a little bit.
Could have been.
Wanted to make sure he didn't lose the football and figured might as well just go down. And
doesn't matter at all, though, because it wouldn't have counted. So a loss of 10 on the penalty. It's for second and about 18. Ochs awaits the snap. Hands it off, and there's nowhere to go.
Wow.
Sincere Jones sincerely makes that tackle for a loss.
Along with Ed Gravely. Yeah, that was I know where this play's going, right here.
Final score, Clayton beat Wildwood 48-0. Officials stop here with whistles. West Deptford leads Delsey 20-0. Ochs looks over the defense, looks over to the sideline. Want to use as much time as he can. There's still 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. And officials stop the clock. Officials stop. Now they're having a little huddle.
Notice, Tom, that Brian Beckman has not returned to the game. As a matter of fact, I see him down on the sideline now with his shoulder pads and helmet in hand. So whatever that was, I think it was something. It looked like something to do with his back or his shoulder. He's walking around okay, but certainly not going to be back in this football game.
Officials are all together here. And now the referee, Dave Levison, comes to the sideline to talk to Kevin Smith and tell him whatever they decided in their little huddle.
And Kevin's telling him, I don't agree with you.
Or he's asking him a question, but whatever. We'll get the result eventually here. Ontario West has scored again, leads Mainland 21-7. Buna has beaten Middle Township, final 21-15. First loss for Middle after 2 wins, and Buna's 2-0. And St. Joe has defeated St. Augustine 30-8. That game is over. 3-0 for St. Joe, 1-2 for St. Augustine. All right, here we go. Ocean City wants to use clock here, but they're going to throw the ball. Pass is incomplete. He was on the ground and had to reach up for it, Matt Mealy, and he couldn't pull it in.
I think he'd like to have that one back.
I'm sure. So it's 4th down. Lashley comes on with 4:48 left in the 4th quarter. The Raiders lead by 21 points. And it's 4th down and forever here. Good snap, good rush. Lashley gets a nice kick away toward the sideline, is out of bounds around the 25-yard line.
It's a little contact back there as well, but not really something that the official was going to call. He kind of got pushed, just barely pushed, went to the ground, a little bit of theatrics, but not something that you're going to call roughing the kicker on. He wanted it though.
So Bridgeton try to do something with it in a hurry, maybe get into this game again. They don't have a whole lot of time. 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. They've made some big plays. Made one to get into the game. But they've also given up some big plays. Burton takes the snap, hands the ball off inside. Richmond drives across the 25 out to about the 28-yard line.
And you need three scores in 4.5 minutes. I mean, I understand you don't pass the ball every down. Got to keep the defense honest, but I think you got to try to get outside with the speed. I mean, if you could get Shamar Love outside, or even Burton himself, I mean, nobody's catching him.
Yeah.
But an end around or something.
Gain of about 4, 2nd and 6. Receivers left and right. Burton takes the snap, hands the ball off. Richmond weaves his way through and gets across the 30. There's a flag on the play. He's out to about the 32. So it would be a 3rd and 3. But there's a penalty.
Ditto what I said on the last play.
Face mask against Ocean City will give him that first down.
The air's kind of gone out of this game a little bit here in the last 3-4 minutes. I think both teams know that the game is not in doubt. The final score is not in doubt.
Ball moves out across the 45 to a 46-yard line. 3:38 left. Bridgeton's got to do something in a real hurry if they're going to question the outcome of this game. They have all their timeouts left, but they've got to score 3 times. Here's Burton back to throw. He rolls to his right, turns it up, runs through a tackle, runs down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the Ocean City 40-yard line.
It's about a 20-yard gain around the outside.
Unless he stepped out earlier. I'm trying to see. It looks like the officials indicate that he may have stepped out earlier. He's across the 50 anyway. And it's going to be spotted on the Ocean City 47. So they still are 3 yards short of the first down.
I don't know. I just, again, the outcome of the game is not in doubt, but I think when you got speed, you got to utilize it as much as possible.
3rd and 3. Burton awaits the snap. Hands the ball off, and good penetration by Ocean City as they swarm around Richmond. 3, 4, 5 players in on the tackle. And it'll be fourth and about 4 or 5 yards to go.
They haven't changed the down marker over there, Tom, from third down.
Oh, it is third down.
Yep, penalty.
But about 5 yards to go. Slot to the left, receiver to the right, back to the left of Burton. Nope. Yep. Back to the left. He's back to throw. Drops back to the 40. Fires to the sideline. The man was open, but he missed through the ball. Receiver dove for it, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that's about as open as he's had somebody there, and just couldn't get the ball to him. And he's thrown the ball fairly well. That one was not as well as some of his other passes. That one he could have connected on and picked up the first down and just kind of threw it low.
So now it's 4th and 5. But they'll go for it, of course. 2:23 remaining fourth quarter. Ocean City up 21. Burton runs out of the pocket. And boom, he's hit. Ball comes flying out. Was ruled an incomplete pass. If it's an incomplete pass, how come it's back on the 40-yard line?
It's not an incomplete pass, I guess. They're going to give him the sack.
I wonder what he meant when he was waving his arms like that. Anyway, Ocean City takes over.
Is that Kevin King, I think, over there made that hit? 6 foot, 168-pound senior. And it was a hit. Raiders have had a few really crunching deliveries. That was one of them.
1st and 10 on the 40 for Ocean City, and they'll try to use up this clock. Just 2:15 left.
Different quarterback.
Brandon Pokras hands it off, racing to the outside, turning the corner down the right sideline and spinning down to about the 15-yard line. And there's an injury on the play. He is hurt. Ocean City trainer kind of just observing. Want to see what's bothering him before treating it. I think it's his leg.
Might be a cramp.
Yeah.
I tell you, it always looks so much more painful, and it is painful, but it looks like such a worse injury based on how the player reacts to it, and it's really tough, but they're stretching that leg out.
And it's humid, so it's important that you hydrate.
Well, it's good to see, Tom. That's all it is a cramp.
Sure.
He took his helmet off right away, which usually means, man, I'm hurt, or it hurts.
Yeah.
So then you're thinking the worst, and
Kevin King nice gain anyway, and he got it down to the 15-yard line, unofficially Ocean City's 14th first down. And the clock shows 2:06. They'll wind it because he didn't go out of bounds. And Ocean City will run it down. If they didn't think Bridgeton would call timeout, they could actually take a knee 4 times.
I don't think Bridgeton will call timeout.
I don't either. There's a keeper off the right side. Pocross spins through a tackle. He's down near the goal line.
You know, you got your second team in. These kids want to score a touchdown. That's
nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't disagree. I don't think you have your starters in the game at this point
Trying to score a touchdown, but I agree. You get some kids in there who don't get a chance to play.
Two good runs.
Another first down. But it's a goal line situation now. At about the 2. Pocross just committed to Flagler College in Florida to play baseball.
It's right near St. Augustine.
Okay. They're going to take a knee now. So Pocross takes a knee, gets the clock started, 1:19 left. They'll just be able to run the clock out with a couple more knees. But Ocean City with a 41-20 win. Travis Sturley's excited on the sidelines. Excited about the win. But I'm sure they all are. They show it in different ways, and Ocean City will go to Absegami next week, probably as the favorite for a 7 o'clock game, and then they come back here in 2 weeks to play St. Augustine Prep in a there's a flag on the play here. Why are you talking about flags on a kneel down? Who cares if it's an illegal procedure? It's going to step off 5 yards.
I guess they get graded too, and
oh, sure.
Somebody's watching and says, you missed an illegal procedure there.
Okay, so Ocean City will take another knee, and that'll wrap things up as far as this game is concerned. The 41-20 win. Game-tying effort by Brandon Lashley with 3 touchdown receptions. And another great game by Ian Ungst with a touchdown run and 4 touchdown passes, just one shy of the Ocean City High School record for a single game. And they'll kneel down one more time. Bridgeson's kind of being a little aggressive. Well, at least one guy was. So that's the end of the game. Ocean City wins it 41-20 to improve to 2-0. And we'll recap it, and we'll take a look at that scoreboard again. But right now, we'll take time out. You're listening to the Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore. Whatever you need, yeah. Yeah, whatever you need. Okay.